Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another night of On the Pole here on Fleeger Farm TV. We hope you are ready for some high-flying action here as we are at Michigan Speedway here tonight for the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series here tonight. It is championship night, and we are going to see tonight who will bring home the championship in the points, and I will read those top 5 off to you here once I can get those points up here. Let's see here, where are them 9 points hiding at for the Gen 6 here tonight. Oh boy. I'm not seeing the I don't have access to the points. Where'd they go? They disappeared. I know there's 5 drivers battling it out tonight for the spots of the points. And I am sorry, but I can't figure out who they are. So, we will have to see if we can bother Richardson for a moment. See if we can get him down here, get his thoughts on tonight, make sure our mics are working, everything. Good evening there, Richardson. How's it going?
Pretty good, sir.
Well, it's going fairly well here. Just trying to get some thoughts together. I can't seem to find the 5 drivers, and forgive me, but I forgot to write them down when you were mentioning there at the pre-race preliminaries. Do you have the 5 drivers in front of you that you might be able to tell us who the 5 drivers are battling for points tonight?
Yes, 1 second. Let me pull off the track, and I'll get that for you.
Oh, wait, we might have them here. It looks like Matt Gall, Chris Barker, Rick Baldwin, James Wagoner, and Chris Melton. Thank you there, Pete. I was trying to find the point. I was trying to find the points, and I noticed there's no link to the points anymore, and it's like, where'd they go?
Yeah, it's if you actually go under the league announcement tab, I actually have it screenshot in there for both series. So you'll see who's in top 5 for both of them.
All right. Well, while we have you in here, what type of a racing do you think we're going to see for championship night here, Tom? Or
Tim, Tom, close enough. It's all good, man. I honestly don't know. I don't know what to expect for tonight. I think it's like I told the guys in the drivers meeting. I said, just, the guys that are making their Roughneck debut tonight, like Ryan Rose, that's a new name that I haven't seen before. I'm not telling anybody not to go out and try to win the race. Everybody should race to win, but just keep in mind, there's 5 guys that are running for a championship tonight. I'd hate to see one of those guys get taken out by something silly that shouldn't have happened. So I just made sure to remind the guys that this is championship night and we are crowning a champion tonight. So just be aware of that. Basically is the message I tried to get across to these guys.
Question is, did it stick in their heads long enough for them to listen, is the question. Well,
Adam, I'm going to tell you right now, I think we'll find out within the first 10 laps if they listened or not.
That is true.
We'll just have to see, man. I think these guys are going to race hard, especially these guys in the top 5. I just hope it's a good, clean race. I don't want it to be a caution fest tonight to crown a champion. I'd like to see a clean, hard-fought race and figure out who we're going to send the trophy to.
Alrighty, well, I think it'll be exciting to watch here at Michigan. So we're going to let you go get a little bit more practice in before qualifying starts, and good luck tonight.
10-4, buddy. Big shout-out to Mag Real Estate and James Wagoner Welding for everything that they've done for Roughneck. We appreciate you guys.
right, as always, it is a great pleasure to have Mag Real Estate and Roughneck Racing here on the, James Wagoner Welding and Mag Real Estate here at Roughneck Racing for the Gen 6 series here, and also helping with the Wednesday night truck series as well, I believe, if I got everything remembering correctly. So, looking like as the laps are winding down here, I do have them points now here on my end. It is Matthew Gall with 288 points, Chris Barker with 280, Rick Baldwin with 268, James Wagner with 267, Chris Melton with 250. So really, any of those top three, Gall, Barker, or Baldwin, could end up coming out with it if I'm depending on where each of them finishes. So should be an exciting race tonight, and we look forward to it. As we get ready to roll here tonight for the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6, we're heading into qualifying for tonight's race. So once again, thanks Pete Dillon for helping us figure out who the top 5 are, as I was having trouble finding them. And oh boy, what has going on here? So qualifying is going to open up, and looks like Kai Shappert and Jeffrey Ledford are going to be coming out on track pretty quickly, along with Rick Baldwin. And we're looking at Ledford as he comes out. There's Shu in the 00, James Wagoner machine. Down here into corner 3 and 4 as he works around to do the front stretch. Getting ready to take a lap here. Down on the inside of the front stretch, Shu setting a pretty quick out area in sector 2. We'll see how well that helps him maintain speed as we come through the first section here. Off of 1 and 2 down the back stretch. Wagner setting a pretty good pace on his outlap as well. See if Shu comes up down there on the bottom. Baldwin with a pretty good first section. Shu with a pretty good first section. Let's see how they do here in this second sector. As we're looking there at Baldwin as they come off of corner number 4. Down across the stripe, Ledford with a pretty good time there. And it's going to be Shu with the early point. Nope, make that Matt Barker. Going to come in with a 39.170. Chris Ramsey there in second with a 39.215. We're still watching Baldwin go around the racetrack. His current time is a 39.841. Matt Gall comes in and puts down a time of 39.107. James Wagner comes into second there with a 39.159 as we're on board here with the 19 of Rick Baldwin coming around. As he comes off the corner, he's going to try to get as much time as he can. Baldwin comes in with a 39.143 for his time here this evening. Stephen Shu, top of the leaderboard now with a 39.087 for his quick time here tonight. We've got about 2 minutes, 20 seconds here left in qualifying. There we see number 52. That is Ryan Rose. He has finished his time, and it's at 39.044 for him as he finishes here in qualifying. There comes Baldwin coming into pit road after his 2 laps. There we're looking at the number 28 of John Houston as he comes out on racetrack. Going to try to put down his quick time in that Krispy Kreme Waffle House machine here tonight. Coming down in the corner number 1, kind of Chris Barker with a 39. Well, I'm sorry. No, Chris Barker with a 39.008. What a blistering time for Barker as he puts himself onto that top of the leaderboard here tonight. As we're still watching Jeffrey Ledford I'm sorry, no, John Houston, sorry, in the number 28 Krispy Kreme machine coming down here into corner number 3 and 4. So do we have all our top 5 in points in the race here tonight? I see Chris Barker currently on top of the grader board. Sitting in fourth is Matt Gall. Rick Baldwin, he's sitting right behind Matt Gall. Or no, that's Barker. Rick Baldwin, sitting in sixth right now on the grid. Wagner sitting in 10th. And Chris Melton, I do not see Chris Melton in the race here tonight. Which tells me it's going to come down to between the top 4 drivers of Matt Gall, Chris Barker, Rick Baldwin, and James Wagner. Where are they going to finish up here tonight? Qualifying ended here at Michigan, and we are going to get ready for the grid here. Let's take a quick look at the race info here for the Gen 6 series of James Wagoner Welding here at Michigan. There you see it's a kind of a D-shaped oval. 2 mile, 81 degrees is the track temperature. 78 degrees is an ambient temperature. 45% humidity, partly cloudy with 2-mile-per-hour winds. For our starting grid, starting on row number 1, inside on pole is going to be Chris Barker in that number 46 machine. To his outside, Ryan Rose in the number 52 machine, starting second. In row number 2, on the inside, starting third, will be Steven Shu in that 00. Matthew Gall starting fourth, outside, row number 2, in the number 78. Matthew Barker starting there in fifth. That'll be inside row number 3, outside row number 3, and 6th is going to be Rick Baldwin in the number 19. Chris Phillips, the number 6 machine, starting in 7th. That'll be inside row number 4, with Chris Ramsey starting his outside in 8th. In row number 5, it's going to be Adam Sprinkle on the inside in 9th in that number 77 machine. James Wagoner for James Wagoner Welding out on the outside in that number 30. Starting 10th. In the 6th row, starting inside, that's going to be Jeffrey Ledford in that number 01 with Kai Shappert in the number 43 to his outside, starting in 12th. Row number 7 is going to be John Houston on the inside in the number 28. Chantilly Puddle in 14th in that number 5. And Tim Richardson will be in 15th, starting 15th inside row number 8 in that 2 machine. Oh, Chris Barker getting rolling off, and the cars are rolling off of pit road. Matt Gall again being one. So Chris Barker starting his championship night off very, very well. As he is currently sitting He's sitting in second with 280 points. Matt Gall is 288. That's why he's running up. All right. So, Christopher Barker with 280 points, currently sitting on pole here tonight. And a guy he's going to really battle hard against is a guy that's starting in fourth at number 78. That's going to be Matt Gall. Matt Gall is currently leading your points tonight with 288. As we're getting ready, the green flag's going to drop, and we are down and away here tonight. On here in the corner, number 1, they come. As we got Ryan Rose out there battling beside Chris Barker down here in the corner, number 1. Up on that high side is the likes of Ryan with Chris Barker down here on the inside. Right behind Chris Barker is the number 00 of Stephen Shu. As we work down here off of the backstretch, it looks like Ryan Rose going to fall back there a little bit as now Stephen Shu drops to the inside as Chris Barker jumps up to that high side as we're on board here with Ryan Rose. Now we're on board with Matt Gall as Matt Gall's sitting in 5th right now down through the tri-oval of Michigan as we complete lap number 1. So lap number 1 clean and in the books down here in the corner number 1 again as we come storming through, and we're going to be on lap number 2 of 75 here this evening. Stephen Shu out front as it stands right now with Matthew Barker there in 2nd, Chris Barker there 3rd. Let's see if they can work together at all with Ryan Rose there in 4th, Rick Baldwin 5th, with Matthew Gall there in 6th. So the two that I'm going to try to keep an eye on tonight is definitely going to be that 46 Ninja Turtles machine and the number 78. I believe it's Mag Real Estate for the sponsor on that 78, and I am correct. That is who is on the 78 machine. Now we come down through the backstretch, and we got Matthew Barker Ace running that Dole Pete scheme again here tonight for championship night. Half the car as Earnhardt. Well, I guess it's all Earnhardt. It's just 1/2 senior, 1/2 junior. Now we got Chris Barker up there on the high side, pushing along Shu. Side by side, still a lot of action going on back here for 7th and 8th. Still side by side. We see James Wagoner down there on the inside behind, and whoa, coming off the corner pretty quick, and they get loose. Oh no! Wagoner gets tagged, ends up going around. Caution is going to come out. Not sure who completely, I believe Houston's involved. We'll see here on the pole instant replay exactly what went on here. As they come off the corner, you see up there a little bit. Looks like the, where's my mouse at here as it's gone missing? Come back here. That's the 77 of Adam Sprinkle going down, and then he gets into the 77. So we'll back it up here and try to see if we can dissect this a little bit. As we see him come off the corner. There you see Wagoner come down. Now, there goes Adam Sprinkle getting loose. Going to try to correct it, but can't correct it in time. Gets into the back of Wagoner. Wagoner then comes up the racetrack. Gets into the 6 of Chris Phillips. The 77 barely missing a 13 of Chris Ramsey. John Houston nowhere to go. Ends up going down, and what a hard hit to the inside wall is Houston. Ledford making it through. So we're under caution for the first time tonight. We'll take a quick sponsor break, and we'll be back here in just a moment.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
All right, we're back here at Michigan. Drivers are making their pit stops. We'll see if we can move Alex Bahiri. Good evening, Alex. How's it going?
Oh, going good.
Well, first caution comes out here at lap number 5. Is this any precursor, you think, to the rest of the way the race is going to go for you?
Probably not. Usually it takes a couple laps for the guys to get warmed up. Sometimes it happens at the early wreck and then it's just green flag the rest of the race, but I think it should iron out in the end.
Well, hopefully, you think your team's got a pretty good strategy under your belt for tonight?
Oh yeah, I'm confident in it.
Well, that's all you need. Is you need a little bit of confidence. Hopefully, you can get a little bit of luck to go your way, and your team can get up towards the front here tonight.
Heck yeah. Oh, here's the hoping.
What's that?
Here's hoping.
Yeah, that's it. So hopefully we'll see your team up here towards the front, and with Kai Shappert and that, I'm not sure where Kai Shappert looks like he's taking it back into the pit road. So hopefully pit strategies and stuff are going to work into your favor a little bit.
Yeah, we still got a lot of time though, so we got to just adapt as the race goes on, see what we'll do, if we have to change anything or what. But yeah.
All right. Well, good luck here tonight, Alex, and good luck to the rest of the team as well.
Thank you. All right. Oh.
All righty, so that was Alex Bahiri. Number 20. Don't look like he's on track. Or I'm not finding him here in the list. So out here helping his team out where he can. Everybody's getting lined up, double file. We're going to be back, green flag racing here in just a moment. Fred pulls that pace car down to the inside. We're going to be green flag racing once again as they get flag waves. And here we go. Green flag back out here at Michigan for the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series. What a season it has been, as Chris Barker is still out there in front of Gall. So this is going to be interesting to see how Barker and Gall handle themselves here tonight, as they are the top 2 in points, and they are up here towards the front of the pack here tonight. As Barker now comes down the backstretch, and Gall 2 places behind him. And down here into the corner, they come with Stephen Shue out front. Christopher Barker there second. Ryan Rose there in third. And there you see Matt Gall losing a spot there to Ace as they come down through the trioval down here heading towards turn number 1 again. Front to back. There you see Stephen Shue, Chris Barker. Ryan Rose now getting around Stephen Shue. Chris Barker up on the high side. Coming it down here through the backstretch. Matthew Gall there in 5th. Side by side now for the lead as Ryan Rose goes after Stephen Shue. As Ace falls back there to 3rd. Lots of battling going on up here at the front. Let's take a moment and heat it up. All right, we're heading back down the backstretch here as Stephen Shute there in fourth. Now as Baldwin gets around him. Ace now battling for that lead beside Ace. Ace takes the lead away from Ryan Rose. Baldwin there in second. Stephen Shute there fourth. Gall now ahead of Barker as Barker's sitting there sixth. Gall right in front of him. It's going to be interesting to see how those two drivers really figure it out. As Baldwin also in the mix for points here tonight. As he's sitting there with 268 in points. So in order for him to kind of make any ground, I would assume that he's going to have Gall and Barker finish farther back behind him than just a spot or two. Stephen Shute works here through corner number 3 and 4. Ace out front. We're coming off of 2 down the backstretch now. 78 of that Mag Real Estate Machine has Chris Baldwin underneath him. So Matt Gall, Chris Barker now battling side by side as they come through 3 and 4. Shute's there in front of Barker. Barker now down here through the tri-oval, gets around Gall. Gall has company there from the 46 machine, or I'm sorry, no, the 43 machine of Kai Shapper here on lap number 14. Down here through corner number 1 and 2, side by side, and oh no, Matt Gall, or I'm sorry, no, Ace in trouble up into the outside wall, gets spun around, and a caution flag is going to come out. And not sure who's all involved, but we saw that as they were coming off of 2, the right rear hook on the on Ace as it came out of corner number 2. Alrighty, so he gets up in there in the Ryan Rose. Not sure what happened, if he got loose. We'll check it here. As he comes off the corner, he's fighting it, trying to keep it down. Got to let off a little bit, ends up in the outside wall, does get a little loose, and then gets bumped from Baldwin. Baldwin shoves him up in front of Rose. Rose nowhere really to go. Everybody scatters. Baldwin getting a pretty good blunt damage there as he had nowhere to go coming out of the corner. Unfortunate there for the 19 of Baldwin, fighting so hard to get up there towards the front. So we're under caution for another time here tonight at Michigan. See if we can get a hold of Chris Barker here. Good evening, Chris. How's it going?
Just fine, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How's it going down there on the racetrack tonight?
Oh, pretty good so far. You know, it's just trying to think if I wanted to take tires there or not. I kind of wish I'd have pitted and took fuel on that first one. I was nervous because I didn't and everybody else did, but we got another caution, so we'll just keep driving and see how it goes.
Well, I know you're sitting 8 points behind Gall coming into tonight. Do you think you have what it takes to get around them and get that difference in points made up to try to take home the championship tonight?
8 points would be pretty hard to make up. You know, the first place gets 5 extra points, and they get 40. Second gets 35, and then it's literally 34, 33, 32, all the way down the field. So it's only a 1 point spread there. It'd be pretty hard to make up 8. I'd need to win it and Gall finish back or him crash out or something. He's pretty consistent. I'm sure he's got it in the bag.
All right. I wasn't sure how the points played out, so it's going to be interesting to see how his night goes.
Yep.
All you can do is just keep putting yourself towards the front and hopefully hoping something comes along for him, right?
Yeah. Yeah. If he wins it, I'm fine with that too. You know, it is what it is. I'm tickled with second.
You definitely put a hard-fought season in, that is for sure.
Yep, absolutely. I've missed 2 races, and now I'm kicking myself, but it is what it is. Nobody's fault but my own.
Well, and life sometimes gets in the way, right?
Yes, sir. Yep. Got to have fun at the end of the day. That's what it's all about.
That is what it's all about, is out there having fun. And hopefully we'll see you up towards the front there towards the end of this, too.
All right. Thanks, Adam.
All righty. You have a great night and good luck.
You too. Thanks, sir.
All righty. That was Chris Barker in at number 46. We're about to go green flag racing once again as they work off of 2 down here through the backstretch. Hopefully everybody's enjoying championship night here so far at Michigan as we're here with Roughneck Racing and the Gen 6 series brought to you by James Wagoner Welding, doing a great job for this league as we see 2 of James Wagoner Welding sponsored machines side by side there. The 2 of Tim Richardson and Stephen Shue out there on the high side. James Wagoner driver. Doogie sitting here in 8th in another James Wagoner Welding car. Sitting on the outside of John Houston. John Houston coming here a few weeks ago, not doing too terrible here throughout the league here these few weeks. He's been with us. Looking forward to see what he can do next season here at Roughneck. As next season, they are moving a different car. They are going to go to an Xfinity car next season instead of these Gen 6 cars. So it'll be very, very fun to see exactly how it plays out as Kai Shappert now takes the lead here as Matt Gall's battling his way. We are going 4 wide out of the corner. Everybody holds it together. What a sight that was coming out of corner number 2. Just where we had troubles with Ace. Now everybody else gets through there. Here comes Barker down there on the inside. He's going to give Gall a run for the money down there on the inside. Even though he says 8 points is hard to make up here, he's not going to give it up that easily as we're 3 wide there for 4th, 5th, and 6th with Tim Richardson out on the outside. Doogie there in the middle in that what we call the sucker hole. And then down there on the bottom side of the racetrack is that driver, John Houston. As they're working down here off the corner, everybody putting it back, double foul now here as Gall is to the inside of Barker. Barker up there on the outside, 3 wide now. Back here a little farther as Baldwin's trying to work his way back up through along with Ace. Ace down there on the inside of the racetrack. Everybody's jockeying for position here on lap number 19 as it goes into the books. We are starting lap number 20 down here in the corner number 1, side by side, as everybody's doing what they can through the corner. And 3 wide, it's going to be Gall on the bottom. Doogie there in the middle and up there on top. That's that new driver of Ryan Rose in that number 52, way up there on the top as it comes storming out of the corner. And there goes Gall. He's going to try to see if he can make a run there on Shappert. Doogie up there out the top side, going 4 wide across the stripe as Ace is up there on the top side. We're on board here with Kai Shappert as Shappert backs out of it a little bit to give them room coming down here into corner number 1. Wise choice there from Shappert to let these drivers have a little bit of fighting room. Don't really want to take anybody out as Doogie now comes there in front of Ace. Matthew Gall sitting there in 5th. Kai Shappert, we're looking on here in 9th position as everybody's still battling it super hard as they come down through the front stretch. Ryan Rose back up there to the front, now leading the race, followed by John Houston as John Houston now dives to the inside. He's going to try to race Rose down here in the corner number 1, and he will definitely do so. going to try to take over that lead is Houston. And Houston does do that as we are 3 wide possibly there for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Not quite. Now we're working down through the backstretch here. Baldwin there in 3rd. Gall there in 4th. Barker now in 4th as he's trying to work his way around Baldwin. Around Gall. Ace looked like he got loose once again coming out of 4. As they come down across the stripe down here in the corner number 1 here at lap number 23. Front to back, there you see John Houston out front with Ryan Rose 2nd. Single file here in the 3rd is going to be Rick Baldwin. Chris Barker sitting there 4th, and Matthew Gall right behind him there in 5th. James Wagoner 6th, Adam Sprinkle sitting 7th. And believe it or not, our biggest mover of the race is John Houston as he is up 12 positions out front right now. So starting there towards the back didn't really bother him too much as he is up 12 positions here at the moment as they come down through the start-finish line down here on lap number 24, down through into corner number 1. Green flag racing here as everybody's doing such a wonderful job around here through corners 1 and 2, back out onto the backstretch. John Houston out front, Ryan Rose there 2nd. Rick Baldwin there in 3rd, Matthew Gall 4th, Chris Barker 5th, with James Wagoner sitting 6th with Adam Sprinkle there 7th. Now there goes Gall looking down underneath. Baldwin does not quite have it there, but here comes Barker. He's looking underneath Gall and may have it as he sets his sights on Baldwin as it comes storming down through corner number 1 again. John Houston still sitting out front, followed by Ryan Rose. There you see it as they come out through the trial down here in the corner number 1. We are on lap number 25. Down through corners 1 and 2. And here you see Houston falling back now as Rose comes around the outside. Down through the backstretch there, we're looking at Gall. Wagner's in front of Gall in that number 30 machine. Baldwin there in 3rd. Barker sitting behind Gall. And we heard Barker say that getting 8 points is kind of difficult, especially when you're only a spot between. He kind of needs to have himself up there in front and Gall be towards like 7th, 8th position. And Barker to be the winner is kind of what Barker fully needs for him to come out with the championship here tonight, the way this points table is. And he might have had a better chance at making it, as you heard, but he ended up missing a couple races, so that kind of hurt him in the long run, as Ryan Rose putting on a great show for his James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series debut here at Roughneck Racing here tonight. As John Houston made his debut here a few weeks ago, really putting on a show as he's sitting here 2nd, up 11 spots from where he started. James Wagoner up 7 spots from where he started, as he's now sitting there 3rd with Rick Baldwin there 4th. Chris Barker 5th. There comes Baldwin to the outside of Wagoner coming through turns 3 and 4. 1 and 2 back here all onto the backstretch. Baldwin getting loose, almost tags Wagner once again down here, down the backstretch, side by side they go. Houston out on the outside now as Rose takes that inside lane. Wagner down there on the inside, and it is no fret for these drivers to try to push along and go 3-4 wide here at Michigan. There is definitely plenty of racing surface to do it, as we saw earlier on in the race, and we got one that's loose. Great job there by Rose to keep a hold of that race car. Ends up getting put into the sucker hole, though. They're in the middle as Baldwin looks to the inside. Houston looks to the outside. James Wagoner there in the position right behind him. He's going to get up behind Houston, though, and give Houston a shove. Going to try to get around that rookie driver, Ryan Rose, down here in the corner number 1. Or, I'm sorry, down in the corner number 3 and 4. Yellow flag is out. Matt Gall in trouble. Oh, here, as we hit lap number 30, Matt Gall in trouble here. He gets loose or Baldwin gets loose out of the corner, ends up getting tagged by the 01 of Jeffrey Ledford. Ledford comes down and collects Matthew Gall, and that's going to spell problems there for the 78 machine. So that could really shake up the points now. This could be very interesting here. So we'll take another look at it. See what type of places we can get here. As we come out of corner number 2, keep an eye on the number 19. Oh, that's not a good shot. Keep an eye on that number 19 up there at the top. He gets loose. The 01 of Ledford is going to drop down, ends up tagging the 78. He's going to get shoved up. The 78 of Matt Gall into Baldwin at number 19. Around goes the 01. Around goes the 78. Baldwin's going to do all he can to hold on to the number 19, and he does. But unfortunately, therefore, Gall, he ends up facing the wrong direction on the racetrack there as Ledford's spinning back around, getting his straightened out. Great job by some of these other drivers to miss this accident. And as I said, this could really, really shake up the points here tonight in the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
All right, we're back here at Michigan. James Wagoner Welding out there in front with Chris Barker sitting here second. Gall still sitting on pit road. Now he comes off. I'm sure Gall is not happy with that. But the one person that might be a little happy is that number 46 of the Ninja Turtles machine, Chris Barker, as he is now sitting in a decent position. We're slowly closing in on halfway. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going to be going green flag racing once again here for championship night at the James Wagoner Gen 6 Series here tonight. As they're working out of 2. They are all double file, side by side. Wagoner and Chris Barker out there on the front row. Here of this 75-lap race, we are on lap number 32. It'll be 33 laps. We're going to be working on lap number 33 as they come off of the caution and take the green flag. As soon as Fred pulls that pace car down there onto the inside, going green flag racing once again here. As they come out of the corner down here through the front stretch. Down in the corner, number 1 they go. Down on the low side is Barker. Shoe up on the high side. As it comes storming off a 2. The man to keep an eye on now is this man, the 78 of Gall. How quickly can he close in on that number 46 of Chris Barker? As Barker up there on the high side, we are going almost 3 wide there behind him, almost going to push forward. But Houston in the sucker hole as they come out of corner number 4. Houston down there on the bottom side, 33 laps complete, now on lap number 34 here at Michigan. And we're going to go 3 wide there for 3rd place possibly as they come working out of corner number 2 down here onto the backstretch. Pretty exciting racing going on here tonight as we've got James Wagoner leading the race here. John Houston now making a run for the lead, and he will possibly get it as they come down here into corner number 4. Stephen Shue up into the outside wall. That's going to force everybody going 4 wide here. As Gall still fighting his way back towards the front as he's now back there in 10th position. Barker sitting in 5th, so Barker's trying to get up towards the front a little more himself, as right in front of him is the 43 of Shappert, and in front of Shappert is the 30 of Wagner. Shappert down on the inside, battling Wagner for that 2nd place position. Barker up there on the high side, 3 wide, coming out of 2. Now there's a car we haven't seen too much up here towards the front. That's the 77 of Adam Sprinkle, as he's looking to the inside of James Wagoner down here in the corner number 3 and 4. Back out here onto the front stretch. There you see the newcomer of Ryan Rose as well, battling beside the 30 of Doogie. As Gall's in the sucker hole back there, trying to put it up here towards the front, trying to find a way to get up there, and he is there with Barker now, as Barker now ends up behind Gall once again, coming off the corner. Whoa, really close, coming off a 2 down the backstretch here. Drag racing 3 wide. As that is the battle of the points there, as you see Gall battling his way back into it here. Down there through the middle, he's got Ace right behind him. And down there on the bottom side, that's the 13 of Chris Ramsey. That's Tim Richardson back there in the number 2. Just kind of slowly watching this all unfold in front of him. Chris Barker getting a shove from the 6 of Chris Phillips down here through corner number 1 and 2. We're on lap number 37. Down the backstretch. Everybody trying to get in jockey for position. Kai Shappert sitting there 2nd. John Houston there in 1st. Who's going to be the race winner? Who's going to be our season champion as they come down here through the corner onto the front stretch once again down here through the Michigan Tri-Oval. And we are halfway officially in the Michigan race here tonight as the 28 of of John Houston is leading the way, followed by Kai Shappert and at the 43. Adam Sprinkle there in 3rd. Ryan Rose there 4th. Matthew Gall 5th. Matt Barker, who is ace, there in 6th with James Wagoner 7th. Chris Barker there in 8th. Chris Ramsey 9th. Chris Phillips there 10th. That is your top 10 running order at the moment. Everybody still looking like they're on the lead lap. Running really, really well here tonight. I know we've had a couple cautions, but nothing too serious to where it's put driver's lap down. Ledford's the only one that I see having some struggles here, as he is 14 seconds behind the leader, as they are all working down the front stretch trying to see who else is back there. That might be Rick Baldwin. It is. And at number 19, who looks to be a little off pace. As there you see Stephen Shue back here at the back of the pack, battling it hard. The 2 of Richardson getting a little loose, coming out of 2. Up towards the front. We're on board now with Ace as they come down here in the corner number 3 and 4, back around to the front stretch. And John Houston still out front, followed by Kai Shappert. Adam Sprinkle sitting 3rd. Ryan Rose there in 4th. So great run by the rookies of the season here, for the partial season that these guys have shown up for. As John Houston has definitely come in firing on all cylinders, as we're now here at lap number 40, down here through corner number number 2. Down here into corner number 3, it is Houston battling it out. Out front with Kai Shappert right on his tail. seeing who's going to come out on top. Shepard right there. Yeah, they come down the backstretch another time. There's Shepard. Shepard there in second. Sprinkle there third. Ryan Rhodes there fourth. Matthew Barker there fifth. Matthew Gall sixth. Chris Barker there seventh. James Wagoner eighth. Chris Ramsey there ninth, with Chris Phillips rounding out in top 10. Down here through the front stretch now. Making it here a lap 42 on the board as we got 41 laps on the books here tonight. Down here in the corner number 1, there comes Adam Sprinkle down to the inside of Shepard. He's going to look to see if he can make a move for second place coming out of corner number 2. Matthew Ace back here getting a little loose once again coming off of 2. Matthew Gall back here in 6. Ryan Rose doing a great job here tonight for his debut, sitting there in 4th. Chris Barker sitting there in 7th. Chasing down Matt Gall like he's been doing all season long. Down here through the front stretch here to make it lap number 43 on the board. John Houston still out front, has the battle of Shepard and Sprinkle behind him. Your top 3 really putting some space now between the rest of the pack. Everybody's starting to put some space between drivers as the laps are staying green. Ryan Rhodes there 4th. Matt Gall there in 6th. Ace there 5th. Trying to find the battles here as we continue to go. John Houston still out front in that number 28. Krispy Kreme Waffle House Machine. Ryan Rhodes there 4th. Matt Gall there 6th. Right there in that 46. He's still, in the 78. The 46 of Chris Barker still behind him. Battling, though, beside Chris Ramsey. Chris Ramsey there got between him and Gall. Here, lap number 44. Down the backstretch, Barker's looking to the inside of Ramsey. So Ramsey's going to try, Barker's going to try to get around Ramsey here through 3 and 4. A lot of great, strong racing here for the championship race here tonight. Kai Shepard there in 2nd. Adam Sprinkle 3rd. Ryan Rose 4th. Matthew Ace back here in 5th. Matthew Gall 6th. Chris Barker there in 7th. And he's still working on the inside of Chris Ramsey in that number 13 machine. And he finally clears him coming off of corner number 2. Here comes the 6 of Chris Phillips down the backstretch. He's going to see if he can catch up to Chris Ramsey. Down here through corner 3 and 4, Ramsey fight back there on the outside as Chris Barker's on the inside. Going to try to really put it to Gall as he comes down here through the front stretch. And they're side by side as they come across the stripe down here in the corner number 1 here at lap number 46 of 75 here at Michigan tonight. 3 wide, you see there, the 13 of Chris Ramsey looking at possibly going into the sucker hole to try to gain position as things up secondly on it as they come down the backstretch. In the corner number 3 and 4 they go. As we got the 46 down there on the inside of Ace. And he gets around. He's going to be, he's trying to get up there to Ace. As it looks like we've got James Wagoner coming into the pit road here for a green flag pit stop. He's going to try to possibly go for an undercut here, I believe, to try to pull himself out in front here. Now, green flag pit stops can sometimes be a little bit tricky, can be a little bit gut-wrenching for some drivers, especially if you're one of the first ones to come in, because sometimes you'll be a lap down, as there you see the field coming out of 4. That's going to put James Wagoner a lap down here. So he wants to see, if you're James Wagoner, you're wanting to see this field end up making it through green flag pit stop run so that you can get back onto the lead lap. Otherwise, you're going to be trapped a lap down behind the field if that caution flag shall wave. Unless you're the only one a lap down, then, well, I'm sorry. I thought we did. Okay, no, James Wagoner is the only car 1 lap down so far. So he would get his lap back, per se, if a caution flag will come out. So we'll see how the rest of these drivers fare as they've all pitted at lap 30 and 31, as Jeffrey Ledford pitted at lap number 31. James Wagoner pitting here at lap number 46. And here comes some more drivers. Chris Barker, Chris Phillips, and Stephen Shue all coming in. Now, with as big as Michigan is, it is part of a drafting track. So you want to come in and pit with friends. James Wagoner, not sure why he chose to come in by himself, but he did. So we're going to see how that strategy plays out for him. As the rest of Chris Barker, Stephen Shue, and Chris Phillips are on pit road right now for their pit stops, as the front three are still battling out here as we hit 50 lap, or hit lap 50, 26 laps to go here tonight at Michigan. Matthew Gall in pit lane now. So Matt is coming in, Barker is actually going off. So this could get very interesting very quickly here to see exactly how this all can play out. Barker coming off. Gall still on pit lane. He's there by himself. Then they're getting the right side changed. Then he'll get the left side changed. Here comes the leaders. Chris Barker coming through turn number 3 and 4 as well. Back out onto the front stretch. Gall working on his outlap. So will Barker get around him coming out of corner number 2, or will Gall be ahead of him just enough to make it worth to get ahead of Barker? Here they come off of 2. Gall is not up to speed yet, where Barker has a head of steam coming. There he goes. He's got around Gall. Now, one thing for it, Gall does have a lap pressure tires. They come down here, 24 laps to go. Rick Baldwin, or first car, James Wagoner, first car, 1 lap down. He was also the first one to come in the pit. So Kai Shappert here in second. He's still battling John Houston with Adam Sprinkle right there in the mix. Ryan Rose comfortably sitting there 4th as he's trying to figure out where he's going to be standing the rest of the night. Ace there 5th. Chris Ramsey 6th, with Richardson there in 7th down there on the inside. Looks like Richardson's going to bring it in the pit lane this time, along with Ace. Ace bringing it in as well. So green flag pit stops here underway with 23 laps to go. Houston still out front. Jeffrey Ledford, he's going to move around Ace and Richardson, as he's going to opt to stay out. Barker and Ace, this is a big group right here as they're battling it out. James Wagoner sitting there in front with Barker right behind him. Shue between there, and then Phillips, and then Gall back here a little ways. So everybody else has come into the pits except for Baldwin. Houston coming through the turn here in the corner number 3, I believe, with 22 laps to go. No, he's coming out of 2. Does he have the fuel to get around there to corner number 4 and bring it down the pit lane? That's one thing we're going to have to see here, as everybody else brought it down pit lane, per se. Jeffrey Ledford looks to be a little slower there on the backstretch. Rick Baldwin bringing it in this time, I believe, possibly? No. He's going to stay out and take another lap. Houston, though, coming in. Ledford, he's going to stay out for another lap. Kai Shappert, he pitted at lap number 53. Currently sitting there in 4th. possibly just taking fuel only in those two cars. Ryan Rose also sitting there 5th. Adam Sprinkle in 6th. They're ahead of Chris Barker, who is currently leading that train. Back around the front stretch, and it's going to be down here to make it 21 laps to go. Ledford and Baldwin still have not pitted. And Baldwin looks to be, no, just the way it looks coming there across the front stretch through the trial. It looks like they're a little bit off pace, but in reality they are not. Down here in the corner number 1, once again goes the 19 of Baldwin. Down here through corners 1 and 2, out onto the backstretch. Baldwin is your leader. Ledford there in 2nd. Shepard coming across the line. He'll be in 3rd, followed by Rose, Sprinkle, and Barker. Stephen Shue, Phillips, and then Gall. So there's 2 cars between Barker and Gall, but that is not enough to make up the points needed. He'll close, but he will not get the points if he can't get up there and get the win. Barker still has some work cut out for him if he wants to try to get up there and possibly put himself in a championship contention here tonight. As we heard from him earlier, it is very difficult to close an 8-point gap the way the points tables are set up here at Roughneck. Again, you're here on the pole on the Fleeger Farm TV network, on YouTube, watching the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 series here tonight. We appreciate everybody coming out. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the racing that is going on, as it has been great racing all night long for the championship night, as they were looking at Ledford and Baldwin. Ledford, Baldwin out a little farther. That was the number 2 of Tim Richardson sitting there a lap down to more drivers. He pitted here at lap number 54. Ace pitted at lap number 52. Baldwin still has yet to pit. He last pitted at lap number 30. And Jeffrey Ledford last pitted at lap number 31. So when will those 2 drivers come to pit road? Kai Shappert sitting there 3rd. He last pitted at lap number 53. Ryan Rose, lap 53. Adam Sprinkle at lap number 53. As everybody else pitted before that, except for Chris Ramsey and Tim Richards. Hey, now, get me my controls back here. I don't know what the heck you think you're doing here. Out onto the backstretch. There you see Shepard. Now we're looking at the battle here of the main pack. There you see Chris Barker. Matthew Ace trying to pull up through there as well. Gall has got another driver between him and Barker. Still not enough to be concerned about, as Barker is still only going to gain 3 or 4 points on him. The only big advantage Barker will have is whenever he can get up there and battle for the lead and put some more places between him and Gall. So it's going to be it's going to be interesting to see how these points play out here, especially if Gall ends up getting more drivers between him and Barker. As here comes Wagoner down across out of 2, chasing down Gall in that 30 machine. Down the backstretch, they come. Baldwin still out there. Same with Ledford. 15 laps to go. As viewers, I'm curious, who do you think is going to end up coming out as the winner here tonight for the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series here for the winner at Michigan? Now, the winner could most likely be someone different than who the championship of the season is going to be. As when this race is concluded, we're also going to have a season champion. Again, those 5 drivers are Matt Gall, Chris Barker, Rick Baldwin, James Wagoner, and Chris Melton. Now, Chris Melton did not make tonight's race, so we have Gall, Barker, Baldwin, and Wagner battling it out. Now, Baldwin, He's got to make up a mess of points as he is down 20 points behind Gall. So 20 points behind Gall. I don't know if he's gonna be able to really make anything happen. And here he is coming into pit lane now with 13 laps to go. Baldwin drops it in. Ledford, I look to see him come here in the next lap or two. And he works out of 2 down the backstretch. So we got a couple guys saying Doogie's going to get it out of that number 30 machine. And we got Ryan, we got a few of them saying Rose is going to come in and take the win. He's looked very strong all night long for his debut here at the Roughneck Racing James Wagoner Series, Gen 6. Currently sitting third. Ledford still out front, pushing that fuel, pushing that car as far as he can here. Not sure exactly how far he's going to be able to push it too much farther, though. As I've seen a lot of drivers pit. Nobody has... it's going to be tough, I think, for that number 01 to really pull it off here. As there he comes. Now he brings it to pit lane. That's going to hand the lead over to this gentleman here, Kai Shepard, in that number 43 machine. Ryan Rose now will bring up in the second. And Adam Sprinkle in for it. Chris Barker comes up. Adam Sprinkle comes up in the third. Adam Sprinkle will come up in the third. Parker will come up in the fourth. Stephen Shue, Phillips, and then Gall. Ramsey trying to get up there to Gall now. Going to try to put another car between. There he goes, going to the inside. Can Ramsey get around Gall? Ramsey got around Wagner, so we know he's got a car that can contend. Down the backstretch, that number 13, Jack Daniels, and doing all he can to get up there to Gall at the moment. 11 laps to go here tonight. As Kai Shepard leads the way, Ryan Rose trying to chase him down. They're in second as they come off of the trioval. Adam Sprinkle sitting there third. There you see in fourth, Chris Barker, Stephen Shue, Chris Phillips. And then right behind them is Chris Ramsey and Matt Gall. Chris Ramsey down there on the bottom side. And he's got that door open. Will Wagner try to push it on through there as well as they work down the backside here once again? Who's it going to be? Ramsey could not get the pass done. There comes the 30 of Wagner. Back down there onto the bottom side. Wagner back behind Gall once again. He's going to try to push the 13 now as Gall is up there on the high side. Here comes Ramsey. Ramsey's going to get off the corner number 2. He's going to try to push it up. He slides it up in front of Gall. Gutsy move there, as I'm not sure how much room there was between those two cars as he slid it up into there. 9 laps to go. Kai Shepard still your leader as James Wagner now looks to put another car in there as well. Chris Barker. Really would love to see these two drivers help push them up there to Adam Sprinkle, as we're on board with in that number 477 machine, sponsored by James Wagner's Welding. They work up the corner. There you see Ace. Ace is a lap down. Chris Barker and Stephen Shue and Chris Phillips is going to try to get up here. I'm not sure if there's enough time for them to really close in on Sprinkle, but Barker putting on quite a show here as Phillips getting a little loose. Gall falling back here into the clutches of Wagner. Wagner now has Houston on his tail, and we know that 28 of Houston is quite fast here tonight. I'm almost wondering, is something going on with Gall? Because the more drivers that get between Gall and Barker, I don't know. It's going to be. This is going to get interesting for the points of Houston. Now goes to the inside of Gall. Off of 4, back down into the front stretch. 6 laps to go. Houston still down there battling hard with Gall. Baldwin is there as Baldwin is back here a little ways. So we still got Houston and Wagner battling there against Gall. Ramsey there in the 13 trying to stay ahead of Gall. Barker trying to get this group up there towards those front runners of Adam Sprinkle, Ryan Rose, and Kai Shappert. Now, I'm almost thinking these guys took fuel only to get them in and out of pit road as quick as they did to try to put them into position here. Down in the off of 2, down here onto the backstretch. Kai Shappert there in first. Ryan Rose there second. Adam Sprinkle there in third. Chris Barker sitting fourth. Really would love to get up into the top 3 if he can. But 5 laps to go. Not sure if he's going to be able to pull it off. And we'll go ahead and pull up the track map. As you see it there, the 43... Or I'm sorry, the 46 is who we're trying to find, and he's right there going into corner number 1. And who he's trying to catch is that 77, who is currently coming out of 2. Does he have what it takes to get up there or not? As we're on board here. Now with Barker, Chris Barker in that Ninja Turtles machine. Now we're on board with Matt Gall, as Gall has fallen back there behind Wagner. But he got around that of Ramsey. Houston has got around Ramsey as well, as Houston now sets his sights on Gall. So these drivers back here still playing a factor in where Gall finishes the race. As now there comes Ramsey once again, looking underneath of Houston as they come down here into corner number 1. Both down there on the high side. Gall gets up the racetrack. Got to be careful with that. He doesn't want to give up too much ground to those 2 drivers behind him. And now Houston's at the bumper of Gall. Gall at the bumper of Doogie. He's there, but cannot quite get the pass made. Kai Shappert still out front as the leader, with Ryan Rose there second, Adam Sprinkle there third. Chris Barker back here in fourth. Does not quite have what it takes, I don't think, to get up there to battle, as Kai Shappert is leading the race out here in that number 43 U.S. Air Force machine. Down the backstretch. 2 more times to go here at Michigan. Out of 3. Now everybody's still trying to work it out. See where Gall is. Gall is in 8th. Right there on the bumper of Wagner. Houston trying all he can, looking to the inside. He's going to look to see if he can get around Gall. Final lap, they touch coming through the tri-oval. The white flag is out. Next flag will end the race. So Gall's got to be very careful. He don't want to really screw up anything because it could cost him. As we're on board with Gall down here through the exit. Now we're on board with Wagner. Kai Shappert now out of 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight. The 43, Kai Shappert's going to bring it home here tonight in the Michigan race for the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series. Congratulations there to Shappert. Ryan Rose brings it across there in second. Third's going to go to Adam Sprinkle. Those are unofficial at the moment. But here's what we want to watch. Chris Barker bringing it across is going to bring it across in 4th. Gall bringing it across in 8th. So that's a 4-point difference. So I even know Barker finished ahead of Gall, it's not ahead enough. So if I have everything correct, Matthew Gall is going to come out and get this season's championship victory in that 78 machine by possibly about 4 points ahead of Chris Barker, if I'm understanding the points tables correctly. Alrighty, so Kai, here's our finishing results as they come in. Kai Shappert, you're our winner here tonight. Ryan Rose there second. What a run for him tonight. Adam Sprinkle there third. Chris Barker in fourth. Stephen Shue fifth. Chris Phillips there sixth. John Houston seventh with Matthew Gall there eighth. James Wagoner in ninth. Chris Ramsey there 10th. Rick Baldwin 11th. With Jeffrey Ledford there in 12th. Matthew Barker there in 13th. Tim Richardson in 14th. And in 15th is Chantilly as our race controller here this evening. Congrats to all the racers for putting on such an amazing season here in the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series. We look forward to the Xfinity Series. Now, without much further ado, let's go ahead and see if we can get with the let's get with our winner of the night. We'll go with our third place, Adam Sprinkle. Good evening, Adam. How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. You got third place here tonight. Not a bad run there out of the 77.
Yeah, it's about time I finished somewhere near the front instead of wrecking.
It's a tough series. I will say that. It is a tough bunch of competitors out there.
Yeah, it is.
So you feel great. You survived. Kind of take us through your night here at Michigan. I know there was a couple of hiccups there. Other drivers, I'm not sure if you got caught up in anything here tonight, but you still ended up with a great run here, finishing third.
I caused the caution there at the beginning and just kind of goofed up coming off two and got loose and hit Doug and got a few people involved and hated that. But just kind of fought my way back toward the front a little bit. And there on the last restart, I said that I need to get all I can on this restart. Ended up third, and the last pit stop come out third, and just honestly kind of got a little bored riding around there. There was nobody around, so just glad that I finally pulled something together and finished up front. And just want to thank James Wagner's Welding, for everything he does for the league, and all the guys, the admins of Roughneck Race and everything they do every week. I know I don't get to make it every week, but I do appreciate them allowing me to race with them. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I know we're changing from Gen 6 to Xfinity next season. What's your thoughts on that?
I've not really run the Xfinity car a whole lot, but we'll see what happens. I'll try to make it when I can and see what we can do.
All right. Well, good luck to you, and you have a great night. You have any other sponsor shout outs you want to give? I know you gave a shout out there to a few.
I'm good. Thank you.
All righty. Well, congrats on third place here tonight, and hopefully we'll see you back next season.
Yeah, bud. Thank you.
So that's our third place finisher there of Adam Sprinkle. And now we'll move on to our second place driver. Good evening, Ryan.
Hello.
How's it going? I am saying your last name right, as it is Rose, right?
Yes, it is Rose.
Okay. I just want to make sure that there was no special pronunciation of it, because sometimes, some last names get a weird pronunciation to them. But congrats on second place here tonight. I understand this was your debut for Roughneck tonight.
Yeah, just a one-off. I don't think I'm going to run any other races because I can't because of school. But, yeah.
Well, keep them in mind. I know they're changing cars next season over to Xfinity. I don't know how many weeks off there is between the seasons. So you kind of hit them on championship night here tonight.
Yeah.
So this is actually their last race of this season. So, if you like what you see, keep them in mind. Maybe come back for a race or two.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
I know it's a great bunch of guys, lots of great competition here, and they definitely put on shows, as you saw here tonight. And you definitely had to have enjoyed yourself out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, sucks I couldn't win though. I was really hoping to, but I burnt off my stuff early on in that last run and just screwed it up for myself.
Well, still finishing second with this group of guys is nothing to, nothing to be upset about. You definitely put on a show here. definitely put your name on the board here of the James Wagoner Welding Series. Being that, coming in your first race and pulling off a second, that's going to get you noticed.
Yeah, I'd hope so.
I know Houston has done that a couple times where his first couple races he was running up front, so he got noticed pretty quick as well. Like, I'm not here just to play; I'm here to try to win.
Yeah, I was definitely trying to win, but
Well,
also
it
out here
showed.
to have fun.
It definitely showed you were here to try to put a name to it, and congrats again on second place. I know you've heard of the league sponsors, James Wagoner Welding and Mag Real Estate. Do you have any personal sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Not really. Just the guys that won 191. Those were really there's some really good guys over there. So yeah.
Well, congrats. Good luck with school. Hopefully we'll see you around. And like I said, keep us in mind. We enjoyed watching your race out there on the track.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Have a great night there, Ryan. Good evening, Shepard. How's it going?
Oh man, it's awesome. It's always awesome to win the last race of the season.
Well, you won the last race. You didn't quite have the points to compete with the championship, but you're showing you do belong up towards the top if you can get there.
Yeah, it's always a good time. This Air Force Chevrolet was definitely fast. It was definitely a lot faster than cleaner air tonight, I can tell you that. Had some issues at the beginning of the race. Decided to take the strategy on pit road, get about 20 seconds of optional damage fixed, and man, after those green flag pit stops, I did not think it was going to be that good.
So when you took that last pit stop you took there at lap 53, we were counting down the laps. We were under 25 to go. Did you just take fuel only at that point, or take us through what that last pit stop was like?
So I ended up taking 4 tires, but I underfueled the car, not thinking, hey, you know what? I probably should just take full fuel to make it. Like, just to make the car heavier, you got to take 4 tires. You might as well fill it anyways. But I ended up going short on fuel, and I was actually a lap short after I came in to out of the pits, and I was saving a little bit towards the end of that race, and it actually helped out. It loosened up the car a bit, and it felt great after I shorted it on fuel.
So you're saying you kind of lucked out a little bit on the pit strategy?
I sure did.
Well, that U.S. Air Force looks great in Victory Lane tonight. I'm sure you can't be happier. Who else would you like to thank here tonight for winning the race?
James Wagoner Welding for putting this whole thing together, and the admin team over here at Roughneck Racing for inviting us out and having a good time. Mag Real Estate, Speed Zone Race Control, Air Force Gaming. We just finished our season over there on Saturdays. If you're a vet or Army, Air Force, whatever branch you're serving, any part of the DoD, hit us up on airforcegaming.com. And then my wife, who is due to have our first child on Saturday. So
sounds like you got a busy week coming up.
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations on that aspect as well. We look forward to seeing you next season. I understand we're going to Xfinity. Are you excited for that, or would you rather stay with a different car?
Oh, dude, I love the Xfinity cars. They are probably one of my favorite cars, and I love them, man. They are just I can't even explain. Xfinity is hands down probably my favorite car on the service.
All right. Well, congrats again on winning tonight, and I think we have one more drive to catch up with tonight.
Yes, sir. And congratulations to Matt Gall on the championship.
All right. You have a great night there. Hey, good evening, Matt. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. How about you?
It's going all right. You were trying to give us a little point show here, weren't you?
Well, I was doing everything I could out there. I promise. If I could have sealed it up with a win, I would have.
I mean, I saw you sitting there battling back here toward the back, and like, well, if he keeps putting more position between him and Barker, it's gonna start getting a little close.
Yeah, I was a little too close for comfort. I had Dougie and John that were racing me right at the end there, and I kind of did some calculation. I think I'm good, and John Houston, I could tell he really wanted to go by, and I'm like, man, I can't afford to get put in the wall. You know what I mean? So I just figure, hey, I think I'm to the good here. I'm just gonna let him go, take it easy. I can see, my competition, Chris Barker. I saw him in front of me, and he didn't have enough positions, and so I thought, it's just not worth it. The risk reward is not worth it. So I'm just gonna ride it out and take the trophy.
Yeah, I think you have about 4 points to spare if I was calculating my head correctly.
I think that's about it. Maybe less. I don't know, but it was tight. It was a good season. Chris and I battled all year, and he really put on a show, and and likewise I kind of did the same, and it was a great season. I really enjoyed these cars and this season on Monday nights.
Well, I know I asked Shappert, with him winning tonight, what's your thoughts going forward about going into the Xfinity cars next season?
Well, I'll tell you what, the Xfinity cars for myself, I love and hate them. They're hard to drive. They have a little bit too much horsepower for the amount of grip that they have. But I love that because it also brings out what you're going to see next season with that is who is actually a really good driver, good car control, takes care of tires. You know what I mean? It takes a lot more than to just push the pedal and turn left in those Xfinity cars. So I think what you're going to see is some good battles and some good driving out there, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Even though I don't love driving them, I'm not bad in them. So we'll see what we can do.
Well, you got the championship this season. We'll see if you can kind of get up there fighting for points next season. Be interesting to see what the season brings along.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's really about getting a good start, get a few good races under your belt, and then you can kind of take your foot off the pedal, so to speak. You don't have to be worried about every single finish. So we'll see what we can do the first kind of 3-4 races, and then see how the season shapes up. But I think we'll be fine. I don't have any problem driving them. I just know they're a little more finicky.
Well, they definitely can be, but they can be a blast to drive depending on the track.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. There's tracks where they're fun, and there's tracks where it's undrivable. Darlington, for instance.
And I think that's really when you sit and think about the whole iRacing and sim and stuff. I think that for every car on here, they've got their tracks that are really fun, and then you got your tracks that are more of a technical aspect from a driver's standpoint. You got to really pay attention to what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. And that's a testament to the sim itself. Is the cars are set up in such a way that they're good to drive, bad to drive. I mean, if you watch the race yesterday in the Cup Series, and those guys were turning right coming off of the corners, and that's what I do every time in Darlington. So it's the sim's pretty spot on, and that's gonna make that next season in Xfinity really fun. So I'd love to go back to back. I don't know how many 2 times champions we have, but I just made it, and so I'm pretty happy to be in that group, however big it be. So I'm pretty excited about this right now. We'll take this off season. We're gonna race on Wednesday, but I think I'm out of that one. Maybe 5th. I'll get a top 5 finish in points. But we'll go to the off season. Maybe focus on some GT3 endurance racing, and then we'll hit back these Xfinity cars with the trucks, of course, again. So looking forward to it.
Alrighty, well, good luck to you here tonight. Or congrats, I should say, not good luck, but congrats on the season victory and the championship here in season 4.
Of course, yeah. Let me do a couple shout outs too, because I want to make sure Roughneck Racing. These guys have been going for 4 seasons strong with two different series, and really enjoy racing here. Wagoner, James Wagoner Welding. We couldn't do it without him. I hope you're watching. I hope you enjoyed the race. All of the races this whole season. Really appreciate everything that you do. Mad Real Estate coming on this year, sponsoring as well, out of San Antonio, Texas. Appreciate that. You and everybody that puts on the broadcast. admins that do the dirty work behind the scenes. Appreciate everybody who's involved in this. Really having a good time. So looking forward to next season. Hopefully we can keep our sponsors and we can keep this thing going.
I think we're going to be able to keep it going. I know for me personally, with me having Regal Reps, I'm looking at different ways I can maybe help and get involved myself by helping out with graphics or something here and there if I can. But the main thing I was going to look at maybe sponsoring kind of a tough luck thing for next season, to where we'll keep track of the tough luck drivers throughout the weeks, and at the end of the season possibly going and giving whoever had the worst luck a free wrap at the end of the season.
Yeah, you could do it like Aaron's used to do the lucky dog. It's like you don't want to be highlighted because you're a lap down, but hey, whatever it takes.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to go with the Tough Luck Award. They'll get highlighted for having the worst luck that night, and then at the season we'll see who had the worst luck of the worst. And
if you do that, I'm sure a couple races we'll be talking then, because I'm sure I'm good for that a couple of times at least.
Well, usually when I highlight that, I talk to them during the grid of the following week. So
there you go.
So if that's the case, we'll be
don't
talking during the grid.
The next one.
So, until next season, congrats there,
All right.
Paul. We'll. It's been a pleasure watching such great competition all season long. Can't wait to see what next season brings.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, you have a good night. We'll see you next season.
So that is our season champion, Matt Gall, bringing home the victory in the championship here this season for Season 4 of the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series. And as you heard here at the end of the broadcast, we're switching gears a little bit, going to Xfinity. So it'll be interesting to see how these drivers make the jump from a Gen 6 car over to an Xfinity car. And it's going to be fun, and definitely fun to watch. So everybody have a great night. Thanks for watching. We will catch you next season with the Roughneck Racing crew. But join us here on the Pole Wednesday night as we'll catch back up with Old Glory and in all its glory for Wednesday night racing here on the Flager Farm TV network.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.